It's all
Now,
good.
what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another Weekend Dojo Sunday night stream. You are here with me, El Chizo, and uh-oh, I can't hear you. I think your mic may have come disconnected. Still not hearing it. While he resets his mic, I'll go into what our this is JT Game TV, and I'll go into what our theme is this evening. Tonight, we are going to be talking about that most important staple of Midsummer, the festival, the fair, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, let's try this again.
Ah, there you are.
I have to catch up a little while. See, my dumbass forgot my computer and mic and all that shit. So there's going to be
Yep.
points in time where everything has to catch up. Like you said, this is JT Game TV here. Sorry, it's been a little while since I've done one of these, but I've been absorbed in building that video game.
Yep. And that's actually going to be part of our uh, Thursday night tech talks from now on. Is we're going to be talking about the progress JT's made in the game, ideas that we spitballed around, bugs that were found, and steps that were taken to fix them.
Among other things like that, and trying to set up or trying to determine a percentage to complete before we can throw up an alpha.
Yep. And then from there, we'll go into whatever the main topic is of that evening. Like I said, tonight we are focusing on festivals, fairs, uh, parades, uh, whatever you find in that
Celebration
genre of
games.
celebration.
Bingo. Bingo. Well,
Uh,
I haven't been to many festivals personally, but I can at least give it my best shot, like we talked about earlier. Why don't you start us off while I try to collect some thoughts?
well, but to start off, there's a local festival in my village every year. It's an old homestay festival. There used to be another festival called Fiberfest, where all of the farmers who owned wool-bearing animals would bring their animals to my village to be sheared, and then that wool would be turned into yarn or be packaged up. Just a big, it's like a harvest festival almost. Old Home Day is just well, it's exactly what it sounds. It's Old Home Day. We have a committee that comes together to plan out the festival every year.
Really now?
Oh yeah. And both
See,
of these festivals, there's vendors everywhere.
I've never at all heard of like festival. I've heard of the Wool Festival. We talked about that before. Fiberfest. We talked about that. Oh God, way a while back. Before I even discovered you had a YouTube channel. But I've never heard of Old Homes Festival.
It's Old Home Day. It's just a historical festival. You'll have people
See,
selling antiques, and I have one guy who actually makes dream catchers. I know one guy that actually makes dream catchers and Native American stuff. You know,
so it's like mixing yard sailing with the state fair.
a little bit, yeah. And then there's the burger truck and the obligatory parade. When I say Native American stuff, by
Oh,
the way, I mean like well, not artifacts, but
just shit that they
I don't know
make
what
to
the
sell.
word is. Yeah. Anyway, you'll also find wood burn work where they'll carve something out of a log and then cover it in resin and then hit it with a flamethrower to burn it in.
That sounds like my kind of project.
Yep. And then going a little further back in my history, in Canal Fulton, Ohio, there's a festival every year called Canal Days that I used to go to as a kid.
They had things like I remember there being stage bands a few times. Vendors set up a few times for like food stalls and whatnot.
Oh yeah, lots of
Just random
fried
shit to
dough.
pick up. It's based a lot on the history of Canal Fulton too. So
Absolutely.
I didn't get what was going on at the time. I just liked eating like fair food, and there was a lot of that there. Because every time I went to Canal Days, I was really, really young. So I personally just enjoyed the music that was playing and the food that I got to eat.
Miss
I
meal.
didn't quite get that there was a history behind Canal Days, nor that it was history.
Yep. Oh, we got a viewer. Actually, someone I know from Amino says, "Yo, lads."
Hi.
Uh, so yeah, Canal Days. I have a lot of good memories of. Again, a lot of it's fair food. I also remember the the Funhouse trailer that they brought up every year. Uh-oh, can't hear you so good. Miss Mio says, "Sup? Hey, we're doing just fine. How are you doing?" JT is gonna find a place where he can set up his microphone again because I don't think he knows we can't hear him. Or perhaps he does know. He figured it out. Moy, you say. Well, we can't continue this conversation until he finds a way to fix his microphone, so this will not end the stream. I'm just going to chill here, talk to you guys while he figures this out. Uh-oh. Ah, there you are. Ah, oh. Yeah. All right, I'll see you later, Mio. Uh, he will be back momentarily. Up there he is. Okay, we hear you now.
For the moment, I regret not bringing my computer. I'm doing this much like Kenman does his right now, but my phone's not good enough for that. So I'll try to make it through as best I can, but no promises. At any rate,
Yeah, so the Funhouse trailer I was commenting on when your sound cut out. At Canal Days, there was just like this
oh,
Funhouse, but it was actually just a trailer.
as a kid, gave me nightmares.
I could understand how it would because it's
It was
nothing
just busted
secured.
down as shit. It looked run down as hell when I actually ran through it. And a lot of shit in that funhouse was just wobbly and, like you said, unsecure. It was a good time, but it was a bad time. Going back there now, I think I would have had a blast. Oh God, I don't think they've done Canal Days in a while, dude.
Really? Because they. Hmm,
I would have got news about that from at least my uncle.
well, that sucks because I've got good memories of that.
Shaka shucks. A lot of shit that I went and did, a lot of the festivals that I've been to aren't happening anymore.
Man, that's kind of spooky.
Right. Like
Yep.
the Eagles club's not doing like three out of the five big things that they do.
I
Um,
can.
they cut out the Memorial Day float parade in the parade. They cut out the Memorial Day celebration. They cut out Fourth of July. They cut out the only thing they're running is Halloween and Christmas. They cut out the Thanksgiving Day feast where they feed less income people.
That's unfortunate.
Hmm. Um, Memorial Day, actually, the festival we did for Memorial Day, the kids would build a float with adult supervision, of course, but it wasn't very well supervised because half the adults were drunk anyway. It's a bar. We'd build a float, they'd drink beer, and we would go throw candy out the streets and whatnot. I
That
was on the float once before they decided I was not a good fit for the float because I was just strong arming candy at people instead of on the ground.
you
Fucking
weaponized it.
catapult. Yes, catapulting the hard candies to hit bald people.
That's mean.
Well, I was 8, and okay, it was a mixture of not only Memorial Day celebrations and the Boy Scouts were doing that too. So I was a Boy Scout at the time, which is probably part of the reason why I got kicked out of Boy Scouts. The other part would probably be me sucking at everything when it came to Boy Scouts, except for starting fires and using knives.
We won't comment on that.
Nah, that's okay. I'd appreciate that you didn't.
You did.
Um, let's see here.
So, oh, there's a fair that I go to almost every year called the Bonneville Fair. Bonneville being another small village in Vermont, and they have a fair every year that actually gets pretty good rides. They get one of those, rise up and drop rides.
Oh God, the shakedown ride where
Uh,
they launch you up and try to shake everything out your pockets.
yep. Of course, this one was built in 5 hours.
Definitely a shakedown ride.
Yep. And you had your typical Ferris wheel, lots of midway games, real awful bad for you food.
Yeah, but you eat it because you got the munchies and you've been exhausting a lot of energy just walking around these festivals.
Yep, it's one of those kind of rural county fair deals. Actually, during the
Right.
day at the Bonneville Fair, there is a truck pull.
Oh, yep. Same here with the Ohio State Fair. There's a truck and tractor pull every time the fair comes around. I miss the fair. I miss fair food. I want actual funnel cake.
Yeah, I miss funnel cake. Well, actually, my family is taking me to Six Flags for I guess as a birthday celebration a few weeks after my birthday, just because that's how it's going to work out.
Yeah, that
There's going
sounds
to be
fun.
funnel cake.
It's not as good as fair food.
Fair enough. It's like once a fair
It's almost
becomes
there.
permanent, you're like a permanent input. It's its own park and everything. Then it gets a little more formulaic.
Yeah.
I love the rides though. It's like I used to have this big problem with roller coasters, but there's this deep seated need in me these days where it's like I gotta get on a coaster right now.
I feel that. I can't go without being on a coaster. Last time I went to Cedar Point with my Uncle Joe, but I made the mistake of not buying a fast pass.
Oh yeah, that sucks.
Yeah,
Oh
I only
dude,
got
did
to
you
ride
ride the
like 3
Mantis?
rides. I rode that in the Raptor. I only got to ride two rides because it
Six
was like
Flags
two
has a
hour
new
wait times.
Six Flags has a new coaster called the Joker.
Oh boy.
Yep. So now they've got the Batman, the Superman, the Batman, the Joker. They've got Catwoman's whip. They've got the Nightwing.
I swear to God, if it's styled after, if the sign's styled after Jared Leto, I might puke.
No, no, the sign is stylized after. It's actually stylized after the Silver Age. It looks a lot like the Arkham series Joker.
I'm okay with that. See,
Yep.
Arkham Joker is my favorite design. He just looks fucked.
Oh
Think
yeah, he's
about it.
creepy.
His face would be wrecked after taking so many hits to it from Batman with those like strong, what'd you call those, Kevlar gloves?
There were combat gloves. Yeah.
So his face would be all kinds of just jacked up after taking a good couple hits to the face from Batman.
Yep. Um, but yeah, because Six Flags is backed by Warner Brothers, you're going to see a lot of DC stuff, a lot of Looney Tunes stuff.
Yeah. Six Flags actually had a station out in Ohio for a while.
I believe I remember something like that.
Yeah, they bought up the Geauga Lake.
Really?
Yeah, they bought Geauga Lake for a while, but because Geauga Lake decided to expand into like a 3 mile theme park, coasters on one side of a lake, and then it's when they bought SeaWorld. And they took SeaWorld and made it a water park. Well, that was like a 3 mile expanse. And nobody wanted to walk the 3 miles across the park to do what they wanted.
Yeah, that is kind of annoying. Did they not even have a ferry?
They had a ferry, but it didn't carry enough people.
Ah,
And they, of course, naturally charged you for the use of the ferry, so people ended up just walking. And nobody wants to walk, they want to ride the rides. That's when Geauga Lake tried to split it up into Geauga Lake and Wildwater Kingdom, and tried to make proceeds from both, and then failed, and it was bought out by Six Flags, which then went and sold off all the rides and shipped them off to their other parks, or scrapped them for extra steel for more rides. Uh, it was just bad for business to have a 3 mile park.
yeah.
It was only
Uh,
sold for about 1.5 mil.
really?
That's cheap on the end of theme parks.
Yeah, but you'd think for like a park that large.
It would go for more, but because they made such a wicked deficit, they couldn't sell it that much.
Yep, that sounds about right. Oh, you know what? Since we talked about fairs that we have been to and our best memories of it, as well as some of our worst memories, like obviously bad funnel cake.
Yeah.
Let's talk about fairs or festivals or things in that line that we'd like to go to.
Huh.
Personally, I'd like
Check.
to go to a music festival at the Budokan.
Yes. Okay, you got me there. I'd love to go to Budokan for a music festival. I want to go to Japan. Period. Then there's also Cherry Blossom Festival.
Oh yeah, Hanafuda. No, no, not
Yes.
Hanafuda. That's the cards. Hanami, Sakura Hanami.
Yes, that would be. I don't care about the food. I do care about the food. I really do. But,
Yeah, there's this very specific kind of dango that's served at that time of year that you have to have.
right. Uh, Trees though, the trees. I just want to see them. I just want to see them bloom.
Oh yeah, actually, there's two different hanamis. There's the earlier in the year ume hanami, which is much more respectful. It's
Drunken.
quieter. Huh? No, no. Sakura
Oh.
Hanami is the party. Ume Hanami is a typical, oh, we'll have a picnic with some tea and just look at the blossoms. Sakura Hanami is the party.
I want to do that second one, kinda. I want to do. I want to go. I want to attend both.
Sakura Hanami is the one where
I
you
feel
like
like
you have to pick out your spot in advance, have someone get there 3 hours early and lay out the blanket to reserve it.
okay, yeah, yeah, no. Okay, if it were me and I had to be the one that sat there and reserved the space, I'd have to get drunk.
Oh yeah, that's allowed. Public intoxication is legal.
What would I like
But
to
yeah,
do?
so like Sakura Hanami, that's the one with the drinking and the good food and the music. It's a loud celebration.
There's not okay. Aside from those two, which take place in another country, there's not really much festival-wise I would like to go to. All of my plans involve conventions, not really
Well,
festivals.
conventions are a festival in and of themselves. If you think about it, there's vendors. Not many rides, maybe, but a festival isn't always about rides.
Right. See, I want to just go con hopping, starting in Ohio and making my way to VidCon in California one day.
That would be epic.
Hit all of the anime conventions, and then end up in California for VidCon or wherever it takes place. Shoot some
Yep, I would like.
footage there, and then throw it up on Dojo and my channel, respectively.
Yeah, I could see that being like a fun thing. That could be a series too. JT on the road, or con to coast.
J JT's countrywide vulgarity.
Yep, and then you could like post live updates once a week, or like on or live updates on Twitter.
Right. That would be pretty cool. But I'd have to I want to keep track of all the conventions that take place across the United States until I can actually start con hopping. Ooh. I'm gonna be back and forth from my phone charger for a minute because like Hangouts eats battery.
Oh, oh yeah. Um, so yeah, conventions. I love a convention. There are some though where I've had some bad memories. One, okay, so it was me and three friends. One friend went there to actually enjoy the convention. The other two thought it'd be a good opportunity to pick up chicks, and they were scumbags the whole time.
See, I was both of those when I went to Ohio or Colossal Con.
Yeah, and everyone got separated. Everything, like the whole thing went to hell.
Uh huh. That sounds like my time at Colossal Con. I mean, separation, yeah, but not exactly hell. Because I figured out really quickly at Colossal Con that if you get separated from your group, there's entertainment, yes, and there's also a very very good chance to drink some 3 olive vodka with a random bearded stranger you just met. Shoot the shit about anime.
That's always a fun thing to do, I guess.
Yeah. I walk around. I took pictures with cosplayers. I got trapped in the free hug line.
Oh,
It was like, it was 100 feet of people with free hug signs. I got pulled in by this very heavy set bearded man for a hug, and then just got passed down the line. Halfway, 50 feet in, I'm already just cringing, like, stop touching me.
yeah, I would be in the same position, dude. There was actually at Rhode Island Comic Con the last time I went, and I'm going again this year. Uh, there was a maid cafe thing there where they're advertising their
Short
maid cafe.
skirts.
Uh, like halfway between the top of the thigh and the knee.
Okay, so okay, okay.
It was more for like the maid theme. Okay. Uh,
Yeah.
then they were all wearing little cat ears. My friend got a couple of shirts with their cafe's name on it.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here going, dude. For some reason, there was a
I don't blame.
nerd speed. Yeah. For some reason, there was a nerd speed dating event there.
There doesn't need to be a nerd speed dating event at a convention.
Yeah,
You're there
don't
with
ask me why.
like-minded people.
Yeah. Oh, we got to see
All
the
you got to do
original
is,
Ecto One from Ghostbusters
oh, kick ass.
and the Adam West Batmobile
Now that's even more kick ass.
and the Tim Burton one too.
Mm, that's a toss up.
I thought the Batmobile was cool.
I can agree with that. Um, See, I keep forgetting we're on a live stream, so I can't go into my normal storytelling mode because just half of them are just vulgar.
Fair enough.
I mean, I got
Rotate
to
this.
hang out with people cosplaying my favorite characters, so
That's always fun. When I went to Vermont Comic Con last
yeah.
year, oh man, there were so many Harley Quinns, like the Suicide Squad version.
Oh, come on.
The buddy I went with, the guy who wrote my theme song, he actually went as traditional Harley Quinn.
Okay, that's better. I'd rather see traditional than
Like, he
well,
even built a hammer.
kinda. I'd rather see traditional because traditional is not overused, but Pervert really likes modernized.
Yeah. What was like? I get that some cosplayers will like to get into character, but Harley's personality does become grating after you've heard it for the 30th time.
Yeah. It's like I'd be okay if she would just shut her mouth.
And of course, there's the obligatory Deadpool cosplayer.
There's the Kakashi one. There's one at every convention. Somebody who likes to put
Yep,
their fingers in somebody else's ass.
yep. Oh, there was a Thanos cosplayer there too, who had the Infinity Gauntlet and all the gems lit up.
Ooh. Okay, that's not seen often.
Yeah, it's not, and I thought it was epic. There was a guy cosplaying a Xenomorph.
That's not seen often either.
Yep, he had this tail rigged up with a piece of very thin fishing a fishing line so that it would kind of lift up off the ground.
Wow. I saw somebody cosplaying as Orion, the dude from Prototype, the first one, Alex Mercer, and he did very, very well. He didn't use the claws. Instead, he cosplayed the big sword transformation, and he did really well on that. I used to have pictures. I used to have pictures of a lot of things I saw at Colossal Con.
Yep.
I feel like I won't lie. I feel like an old man reflecting on the glory days when he was in high school.
Jeez, oh don't start make it like I've only been out of high school a few years, man. Don't start making me feel old.
No, when I think on Colossal Con, because it was my senior summer, and I think about all the stuff I did, it felt great, but some of it felt sleazy. Huh?
Let's see, little convention things that
Um,
because it's the middle of summer. I mean, Comic Con doesn't get going until about late summer, mid to mid
yeah, all the
Autumn.
all the conventions besides Colossal Con start and end right around the end of the year. It's like you got to jam pack everything into like 3 months. Got to save up for tickets for like 6 cons in the span of October through December, and then a seventh ticket for at least Ohio Con in Ohio by January. I
Yeah, I
might
mean it's
take
a bit of a it's a
I might take the trip for that.
it'll be a CF. It'll
CF.
be a class. It's a short for something.
Want to text for me?
Oh, it's a when you have a bunch of stuff jam packed together,
Clusterfuck.
giant cluster.
Clusterfuck. I forgot you don't swear on camera.
I try my best not to.
Woo! Well, I know what I'm doing after I get off of here. I'm immediately signing on Titanfall because or Titanfall 2 because the new update came out.
Alrighty, well, that'll be something to look forward to. In the meantime, let's talk about
Sorry.
some festivals that we've heard some horror stories about that we maybe don't want to go to,
Ooh. Hmm.
or maybe ones that we have mixed feelings about and we're not sure,
See, I haven't heard very many horror stories about conventions, but I have a lot of horror stories
or
about
not even conventions,
concerts.
just festival stuff in general.
Uh, okay. I don't have very many rumors, but I have horror stories from like what was that? Summit County State Fair. It was a jam-packed fair time for me last time I went, and it wasn't in the good way because like, well, the cops show up to bust somebody peddling meth out of the back of their van in the parking lot, and I watched somebody have a seizure and like lose their clothing mid seas.
The worst horror story I can think of was told to me by a friend. You've seen him show up. He's going to be. You'll see his channel come up soon. Tabletop Tony. He's going to
Uh,
be the board game card game reviewer for uh, Weekend Dojo and the Otaku Senki Reviewja. Uh, anyway, so he used to be an avid goer of the Mayhem Festival in New England,
oh shit. Okay.
and yep, there was this one point where he forgot to bring the cooler of water in so that he wouldn't get dehydrated. And after about, I want to say, 30 minutes of moshing, he backed out of there and he's like, "Where's the water?" He's like, "We forgot to bring it in." So he goes into the Rockstar energy drink tent. He buys a Rockstar and he drinks half of it. And he's like, "Dude, we need to get back out there pretty soon." And he's all right. And so he's like, "All right, I'll be right with you." And the person selling the Rockstar says, "No, you can't really bring liquid out there onto the field, or you can't really bring
Oh,
a metal can out into the field like that." So he has to
sharp
down it
instrument.
right there. Yep. And so he has to down it right there. And he asks for another one because he's still thirsty. And he downs that one because he's dehydrated. And then
Oh
it hits
shit.
his stomach in the worst way. He vomits all over the inside of the tent. And before he about passes out, he looks to the rock star lady and says, "I'm sorry."
Oh, that's ridiculous. Oh, that Rockstar's the worst thing to drink when you're dehydrated like that.
Yep. And so my buddy Kyle had to carry him out of there.
That's fucking gross. Oh. Oh my god. Okay. I drink nothing but energy drinks, right? But when I'm going on something physically extensive in the heat like that, water on me for that reason, or at least Gatorade. I feel bad for that guy.
Oh yeah, but it's a fun story for him. At the same festival, he was there. He watched. There was this guy in the mosh pit getting a little rough, and I mean like rough for the mosh pit. He was laying into the guy, fists flying, and the lead
Yeah.
singer. I don't listen to Five Finger Death Punch, but the lead singer of Five Finger Death Punch, I can't remember his name because I don't listen to him. Actually called a stop to the show, and he's like, looks down, he's like, "Dude, what the fuck are you doing?" And the guy's like, "He knocked my hat in the mud." And so the lead singer is like, "I'll buy you a new hat. Leave him alone." And so the concert continues, and like just as they're about to walk out the gates, my buddy looks over, and you know what he sees by the merch tent?
What?
The
Lead
lead singer of
singer
Five Finger
buying
Death
a
Punch buying the guy a hat.
Jesus Christ.
And
It's an
people say
accident.
metalheads. Yep, and people say metalheads aren't polite.
Right.
That one particular guy was an asshole.
Right. And it falls on the headline of the group or of the concert to take care of the needs of um
The
the
goers.
fans. Yeah, the goers to make it a good concert. Because like God forbid somebody go home and bitch about the concert, there goes the whole career.
Yep. So I don't know.
It's like being one over glorified babysitter.
Yep. So I'm not sure. I kind of want to go to Mayhem Festival. I kind of don't want to go because I've heard some stories.
Right. I don't know. I'd go to Mayhem Fest just to have the ability to mosh, but honestly, my music taste lies more in Warp Tour, or at least Warp Tour pre 2014.
Yep. I think Ladybeard played there once, according to my friend.
Ladybeard.
Uh, Metal.
What the fuck kind of a band is that?
It's about a man with a large beard who wears tutus and pigtails.
Okay. It's all right. I was surfing through YouTube and I discovered a different. I discovered a side of just deathcore, or I think at this point it'd be grindcore, that I really wish I didn't discover.
I'm not really into the core genres myself. I've got my five genres, and I'm sticking with them for now until
Right.
I find a good jumping off point into the thrash area.
Right. That's a good idea because like if you float through the wrong kind of core metal groups, it kind of pushes you away. It's like I'm not gonna sit there and bitch about the names of the artists because that's what that's what makes them money is their weird ass names. But like the music I could get behind is just like I'm not going. I'm gonna back off of it. Like if that's your taste, that's your taste. But like I was floating through and there was like in the related videos section of YouTube, there was a infant annihilator and dying fetus. It's like, that's just cheap.
Yeah, although you got to think it's getting harder and harder to come up with cool band names.
Cool band names for one, and ways to shock your fans for two.
Yeah,
Oh. I think shock rock died off with Marilyn Manson. To be honest with you,
yeah. I don't vibe so much with Manson's music, but I got to say, as a person, he was pretty cool.
right? Like there was a while I did vibe with it. It was I kind of fell out of Manson, and every now and again I'll just go through a little bit of a time where I listen to Manson, but that was I left that in high school.
Yeah.
We've strayed way off the topic of fucking
Anyway, so
yeah
fe-
festivals.
festivals. I think that's good though, because like we've kind of gone through our whole plan, and now we need to talk. let's just talk about, okay, favorite festival and or park foods.
Park food?
Yeah,
That's hands down going to be funnel cake. That or the nachos. Something
I don't
about
know,
that
dude.
completely synthesized fucking cheese sauce. It sends my taste buds going crazy. And like it's like not even all the way like how to put it. Uh the synthesized cheese sauce covers up any sort of like other taste from where'd you go? Anyway, we're missing Chaz for a moment. The synthesized cheese sauce covers up taste of just anything else and leaves you with a nice little fake cheddar taste. I suppose I'll ramble on about fair food until we get El Chizo here back. Am I even on? I would assume so. We'll do that for now and I'll see if I can find him again. Um, as we Oh, we did lose El Chizo. I'll add him back real fast. Um, how do I do that? How do I do that? Never done this on a phone, guys. So, oh, fuck, I can't add people. Um, I know I'm here. How do I add people? At any rate, um, while I'm figuring this out, we all know fair food is served well on sticks. They've stolen ideas from everywhere. There you go. Yeah. What the what the fuck? As I search through my phone. But I never had anything on a stick. We'll put it that way. It's always been in like a bowl, like nachos and all that. This is a problem. I wish I would have got his phone number. Um, pull up YouTube and see if I'm still on here or if we lost him. Because I am shaking down. Not a lot of people left around. Am I still here? Hello? I suppose I am. Uh, Well, guys, we might end up starting a new stream. See if I can figure out how to get El Chizo back on here, because I'm not seeing him or hearing him. Maybe, I don't know, if he doesn't find a way to to reach me. I've sent messages out to his Facebook and through chat here. Maybe it's a problem with me. Eh, no, he's not answering me. That's fucking weird. Well, I'm going to try to resolve this problem. It might end up, like I said, being started in a new stream. Thank you guys for watching this one. We'll be moving on to the next one if I can't start him up, um, or get him back on here. It's been a pleasure watching with you guys for this very short amount of time, and I apologize for that. Um, Stay tuned for an update as to whether or not something happens. If not, like I said, thanks for watching and join us next time. I don't know what